Hello. Here's my daily vlog. It's 3:08 p.m. February 20th on Tuesday, 2024. It's 3:08 p.m. and I'm only just now getting started with my day. I haven't even checked the email yet for Facebook, see if I can get a roommate. Somebody please move in with me, I'm broke. Flat broke, and hopefully they will accept they will let me get the mortgage loan. I fail out of everything. Everybody rejects me. I applied for OnlyFans like 6 months ago because I was broke, and I had the coolest idea ever. I'm like, yeah, look at my website. Look at how I do workouts, and I can do nude workouts, and I'll do storylines, and I talked about all these storylines, and I'm fucking the best ever. And they're like, you're rejected. We think you're here for friends. I was like, oh, well, that doesn't surprise me one bit. Anyways, yeah, but I might get desperate and have to do something for money pretty soon. If I don't get a roommate, I need a roommate. So, the reason that I'm getting up so late today is because yesterday, I didn't sleep last night. Because I didn't get enough exercise yesterday. I went in the gym yesterday and I was working out. And I think I only went in once. And I basically lost interest because I wanted to come back here and reorganize or something my files for... Anyway, I come back here and I realized I wanted to put more stuff on my phone. My phone could take like another 30 gigabytes of stuff. Now it only has like 7 gigabytes free. I have to delete stuff to put some more stuff on there that I want. But I put a bunch of more exercise stuff, like martial arts stuff, instructional videos, and all the different types of videos and stuff. Because I need to come up with... I don't know anything about jiu-jitsu. I bought the dummy and I need to watch the tutorial so I can create a routine for it. So I can do my MMA routine. And that just took forever until like 3 in the morning or something. And by the time, and then I was laying in bed and I was thinking to myself, oh shit, I forgot to upload my video. So I got up this morning. And I uploaded my video that I was supposed to do yesterday, which was it was recording 2 days worth of exercises. Because from now on, the video that I do now, whatever I say, the exercise I'm going to do, exercise that I did that day. And so, this is like my morning get up video. And then when I go to sleep at the end of the workout, that's my end of the day video. And then I splice them together. And so that's kind of a thing that took me a while today, because my brain, because another thing that was gobbling up my time for yesterday is that yesterday I finally ran out of weed. I scraped this bong for a couple days, and then I broke the bong open, and I was smoking out of that for like a couple days. And I was doing that until last night, until like the end of the night. Now everything is like gone. There's no bong. There's no weed. And I'm glad there's no bong, because that thing, I mean, it's a beautiful thing to look at, and it worked great, and it wasn't even mine. But it was my mom's. But I don't think she'll miss it. And I don't think she should smoke out of it again either. If she misses it, I'll just give her my $350 vaporizer. But I don't think she smokes weed anymore. Anyway, she's too old. But she never really did before. Just a little bit. Yeah, sleep. But yeah. So now I'm free, and today's actually the first day where I get up and I was sober. So I was kind of taking my time, because being sober is like being high. If you're normally used to being high. If you look at it right, because like being sober, if you're used to being stoned out all the time, can make you wish that you want to get stoned again. Make you wish that you want to get stoned again. Man, every time I yawn, I fucking pull my neck. My neck is in really bad shape. I'm like this close from spraining my neck. So what was I saying? Oh my God, completely lost my train of thought. I don't remember what I was saying because I yawned and then I hurt my neck. And anyway, maybe I'll get back on track. So, oh yeah, stoned. Yeah, so like, but I'm not gonna wish that I was stoned right now. So and that's just cause, you know, it's not because I willed myself, it's just the situation. So, because I don't, crave weed right now, I'm sober, and so I get up, it's like I'm stoned, so I get up and I'm cleaning the house, you know, and like all of a sudden, like I have time to clean the house, you know. When I'm stoned, I don't have time for anything. I think that's why stoners maybe sometimes get the reputation for being lazy. Because I only have time to do what I want to do. I can do that other stuff later. So, but later has come because I'm not stoned anymore. So that's what I'm talking about. When you're stoned, you just do the job. So, in that sense, somebody who's totally stoned could make a good boss. Because you do like to just boss people around. You think of some crazy idea. Hey, you do that. You do that. But you couldn't actually do it yourself because it's just too much to keep track of. So yeah, I'm going to be getting my brain back. Because today I got up and I'm like, and I had to splice together 2 QuickTime videos. Because, you know, I do the video in the morning and the video at night. That's how I did it yesterday. So I opened up a video and I tried to drag another video onto that video because that's how they used to be able to splice QuickTime, but they don't do that anymore. I don't know why. Maybe they ran into a problem where they couldn't do that if they were doing other things. I don't know. Because you can trim videos and that's really cool. And I think you might even be able to crop them. So that's cool about QuickTime, but you can't splice them together. So I have to use Movavi Video Editor, which is this video editor I bought a few years ago and it happens to still be on my computer. So and I also have other programs, like I have Adobe Creative Cloud, but you don't want to use Premiere because it takes too long to load, and then you don't want to use Premiere. So then they invented Premiere, like Quick Premiere or whatever, but even that takes long. So I figured the ideal would have been to just use QuickTime, but they stopped doing that. So I was doing Movavi, and it takes a little while, but it finally did it. But it makes the file really big. But I guess it's HD. So yeah, I had to like relearn that because I spliced them together a couple of days ago. Couldn't remember how I did it. I was like, what program? And then I saw Movavi, and I was like, oh, that's it. I tried this other program for the second time, and then when I saw it come up in like BB Edit, I think I even paid for it because I was trying to access my Google Earth stuff that wouldn't open because the file was too big. And it was just a bunch of numbers. I was, oh, right, it was another program, and then, yeah, so that's how fucked my brain is. So anyways, yeah, I spliced that video together, and I put my workouts for the last 2 days because I had to get caught up. Recording that. So last night I lie down finally when I was done with everything, and I was kind of like felt bad from all the weed and resin or whatever. I don't know, and I did not sleep because I didn't train hard enough yesterday. I was in there for 40 minutes. No, I was in there for an hour and 40 minutes, but most of the time was running 2 miles and rowing 5K. I did lift, but not that much, and I wasn't that strong. And yeah, it just wasn't enough exercise to allow me to get sleep. So I was laying in bed, and I remember looking at my phone at 5:30 this morning. I looked at my phone and it was 5:30 and I was still laying in bed wide awake. Now, it was kind of my fault because I did get an energy drink yesterday at like late at night. I went and got a C4 energy drink at like 10:45 last night because I was smoking all of that resin, and I was like, if I'm so high on resin, let's get one last energy drink, you know, because for the last time I'm ever going to be high, at least until I get my shit together. The last time I'm ever going to be high when I'm like high dominant. So that could have been what kept me up, but and then I was up for like another hour after that. It was like daytime, and I was laying here like, I'm not going to function if I don't get REM. I mean, give me like 1 second. I need the REM. So I fall asleep, and of course then I fall asleep until 2:30 in the afternoon because I had to actually sleep. So that kind of ruined my day. So I went and I spliced these videos. I cleaned my apartment because it got a little bit out of control from all the pipe smoke scraping. And yeah, so now I'm going to check my emails. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just go into the gym. I did get a couple of emails for interest on Craigslist. I should check those and reply to those. That was like a day or two ago. And then I'm going to go into the gym and do all the whatever it is that I do in the gym, you know. I don't have like leg days, arm days, and I don't know if I will ever develop I will never develop that because I'm not ever going to get, at least not in this decade, I'm not going to become a bodybuilder. I'm only lifting weights to get in shape, basic shape. And then once I get in basic shape and I get money, I need to get insurance money and fix my bicycles. I can't ride that bike because the handlebars look like that. Because I crashed my bike on a pothole like last year. Because there's potholes across, like all over the place in this pitch black parking lot. It's a disaster. But actually you can't ride through that anymore because they're building a big building there, but on the other side. But anyway, but I don't think so. The way that I work out is to just do whatever I can. You know, I'm going for the overall thousands of pounds lifting. If I can do 100,000, then that's a good day. 200,000 would be a real good day. I don't know how long it takes me. Oh, I need to figure out. I need to get the overall poundage per half hour, because that tells you how strong you are. That actually tells you what your strength is. You know what I mean? Because I can't keep up half hour poundage lifting with somebody who does 10 reps, 3 sets, 10 reps of benching 200 pounds when I'm benching 100 pounds. You know, they're doubling me, and for the same period. You know what I mean? So it's a good way to monitor that. It's kind of like how fast you can ride a bike or something. So, okay. So that's why I just do whatever muscle I can do. And that's how I decide. So I'll go in there, work out, do whatever I do. And then I'll come back here, and I think I'm going to edit a little bit of my Facebook apartment ads every day, because it keeps my ad on the very top. Every time whoever edited their ad the most recently or uploaded one gets on the top. So I'll just daily I will just add little things to my ad, like more photos, like the lights at night. It looks really cool in here with all the colorful lights, and just various like close-ups of my cars, and just little like showcases of the apartment, close-ups of the animals and stuff. Because it's there's a lot more that I could have taken photos of in here. One guy commented on my ad on Creative Housing, said "Wow," so that could be taken as a compliment or an insult. It's kind of like calling somebody crazy or weird. Yeah, but then somebody else wrote, so whatever. I can just reduce. If I don't ever get anybody in here after like a month, you know, you could just, I guess you would reduce the price or whatever. But so that's what I'm up to. I'm glad that I'm sober now, because that means I'm going to start to remember my dreams. And being sober in a lot of ways is trippier than being stoned. Like, being stoned for me, you might think, oh, it opens you up to the world and stuff. It opens you up to yourself, not really the world. It opens up to your own self, so then you can kind of like do your own projects to yourself, with yourself, but you're not really tuned in to everybody else. But if you're sober and you dream, you remember your dreams, that's, in my opinion, that's you getting tuned in to the zeitgeist. I have some really bizarre dreams, man. Like, every time I dream, it's like time travel or parallel universe dreams, because I've had so many dreams where I dream of a city that actually exists. Like one of the cities I lived in or whatever. I've probably had at one time a dream of each city that I've lived in for more than 6 months at a time. But every single time, the city's like 10 times, 5 times bigger. Every time. It's like way bigger than it is in this life. So it's like, am I dreaming in the future? Am I actually looking into the future where everything is just hugely built up? Yeah, it's bizarre. But I mean, if it is the future, everything seemed peaceful, so I guess we have a good future. But I mean, there is drama, but it's basically like this world, only bigger, only a little bit more peaceful. Because I did have a dream, because when I start having dreams again, it's always of people trying to kill me or threatening to kill me. Like I had a dream like 5 years ago. This is when sometime I was starting to sober up and I could remember a dream. And I'm swimming in a pool and I get up. I get out of the pool and there's this like Hispanic like gangbanger pointing a gun at my head. And I was like smiling and I was like, what? And then I woke up. Like, that's a weird ass fucking dream. And then a couple weeks ago I had a dream that somebody invited me. I was in some village, some like big village. I couldn't identify which one it was. Maybe it was this town, but it was bigger. They invite me to their house. It's this big house. And then I'm in this big like room, and it's this big wooden house. And then they're upstairs and they pull the ladder up. It's like a 20-foot ladder looking down at me, and there's no other way to get out of the room. And I look up at them, and like they're clearly trying to lock me in the room. But lo and behold, I could float. So I just like float to the top where the ladder is, and I look at the person, and then like kind of like, what's going on? And then like I like woke up at that point, and so just weird stuff like that. So anyway, I also have dreams where I fly. Every time I dream, I fly. And also, I'm also invincible. I guess that's, I think that's a common thing, but, like, if somebody tries to hurt you in a dream, it never works, because you're always invincible. Only once I felt pain in a dream. Once somebody elbowed me in the back, and I actually felt pain. I was like, what the, ow, damn. Yeah, that was like 20 years ago I had that dream. So, anyway, yeah, and whenever anything like that happens, that's when the dream changes. Whenever anything weird happens, like nefarious, like, oh, these guys are trying to do something bad to me, then that's the end of that dream. And then I go to another episode, and then I'm in another situation, so bizarre. Anyway, so I'm looking forward, because when I do my vlogs, I'm going to be talking about my dreams for like 20 minutes every day. But the cool thing about tuning in, I think that you're like tuned in, to other people's, because I feel like I'm tuned into like the vibe of what's going on around you, and maybe even reading minds and reading like trends of what people are thinking. That's just what it feels like dreams are. Like I'm absorbing it, not just with my mind, but with my heart when I'm dreaming. I don't know. So I'm looking forward to the dreaming again, and it'll probably start tonight. I'll probably have a dream tonight, because last night, it only takes about a day of weed to be out of my system for me to start dreaming, and last night I was smoking like resin all night, but I wasn't really getting that high, and somehow I didn't even get asthma, so it was really cool. I'm like really good. Physically, like my lungs are just so good. I can't believe it. I'm not taking medicine. It's amazing. Even though I have the Advaris, which is good because I don't have the money for that stuff. I'm not on Medicaid anymore. So, yeah, being poor. People shouldn't complain that much in America about being dirt poor, because you get Medicaid, get really good health insurance. Anyway, thanks to Obama. Thanks, Obama. Obamacare. So, anyway, so this is my morning video. I think I'll get on Craigslist and like give some people numbers so anybody showed interest. I'll check my email. I'll write back to people on Craigslist, yeah, and then the Facebook. And then I'll finally go into the gym and I'll work out. And last night, I was looking through my phone, because just checking out the videos that I had, and I saw files. Somehow I didn't see files. I haven't spent a lot of time on my phone doing stuff. So I went in. It turns out that my decades are there, so that's good. I can listen to decades just as soon as I sober up a little bit more, because that's the history test, how good you are at the decades. And once I start taking the history test, and I actually get in shape, and I do like the MMA test, and maybe I do a bike test, that's when the cobwebs are going to start falling off, and the wheels are going to start rolling with everything. And at that point, I can get back on the money-making websites, the 8 different money-raising websites, and revamp my money-begging spiel and see if anybody wants to give me anything. And hopefully I get approved for the loan. And hopefully I get a roommate. Oh, and yeah. I'm commenting on all these people's videos about like the military, the government, and I'm just like being really mean and like angry, and I go, fuck you, Atlantis is here. And I didn't get a single. I've done that on like 100 videos. I don't know if it's that many, but maybe like realistically 30 over the last couple days. Yeah, not a single person comments back. And it's I don't know if I'm happy. I mean, I think it's interesting that they depixelated Atlantis the same exact time that I quit with the website and started training. I'm not saying it has anything to do with each other, but it's interesting because I don't know how I would have reacted if I was high all the time with that. I probably wouldn't really have cared, but now that I'm sober, and I see that they have depixelated it, it really does help me concentrate more on the training, because it makes me kind of able to wash my hands of all of that intellectual stuff, because people don't really care anyway. We're not in an intellectual world. We're in a fake world filled with a bunch of morons. And so it's like, dude, if I turn my brain off and start exercising and get fit, people will love me a million times more than they ever did when I was doing that web thing. And so maybe I'll get some like donation money, you know, and get hits and stuff, and be able to be one of those guys with the ads, with the webs, with the videos and stuff. So or make some money some other way, like merchandising. I want to make T-shirts analogous to the ancient Roman tradition. Back in ancient Rome and Greece, like in Rome, you know, they had different dress codes based on what class you were. Like a consul got 2 stripes, a senator got a stripe on their toga. You could only wear a toga if you were a patrician. Everybody else had to wear the tunics. And so I wanted to come up with an idea with like stripes, you know, and symbols just up the wazoo, with all the different rainbow colors of the rainbow, and all the different shapes you can come up with, and just symbols here and there, and come up with a whole language to actually describe who you are and what you are, just based on the symbols on your T-shirt. Like for your score with the history test and the physical stuff. So, and then I could sell that and make money with that as merchandising. Because the way people merchandise now, it's so crude. It's like people who already make plenty of money, and now they want to make more money, and of course they make more money. It's like, who's gonna wear a T-shirt with like a logo of some random like YouTuber who does like, you know, there's no meaning behind it, and the logo, it's just like a logo of you. Like, there could be meaning behind people's clothing, like actual meaning. And so, it's like a billboard, be a walking billboard, but not with words, but with like beautiful artistic symbols and stuff that only means anything to the people who know what they're looking at. And everybody else is just some like artistic thing. So that's what I want to do. And that's my idea of merchandising, sell t-shirts that some people would actually wear, not just buy them out of like souvenir or something. I know people who buy stuff from souvenirs. Dude, that's how you turn into a pack rat. It doesn't matter how big your house is. You're going to run out of space. Have you ever seen Donald Trump's Trump Tower penthouse? Thing is just, looks like it's cluttered to hell, man. You couldn't sit down and have a McDonald's anywhere because the tables are filled with memorabilia from like athletes and stuff. It looks really cheesy. So, and you could fill up a house with functionable stuff, not somebody else's memorabilia. Like, look at my house. Everything in here has meaning. Like, has function. Not meaning, but function. Like that. That's a shelf that you put things on. Function. You know what I mean? That thing, it's not just a tube. It's the tube that animals run through. I don't put something... There's no posing. There's no, let's put a facade of something on here. No, it's the real deal. It's there for a reason. So, anyways, that's enough babbling. I'll probably babble a little bit less every day. I'm just in a transitionary moment right now. So, anyways, I'm going to get going on my day finally. Do the roommate stuff and then get going to the gym. And, just lifting within my own limits. I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to admit that I can only push press one 35-pound plate on each side, and I can only hack squat one 45-pound plate on each side, and I can only leg extension 100 pounds 10 times 3 sets. I'm weak. I can't run a sub 10-minute mile on the treadmill. But it doesn't matter because I'm 192 pounds. I'm a fat fuck. In pain, physical pain feels the same for everybody. So all it takes is just to put the ego aside, and then so maybe I'll just like listen to something, instead of just music pretty soon. Anyways, enough babbling. Talk to you tomorrow. Talk to you later today after the workout. Hey, here's the second part of my video, I think for the 20th. I know where Atlantis is. This morning I did a video talking for like 20 minutes talking about my stuff, and then I went into the gym. And I was in the gym for about 40 minutes. So it wasn't very long. I ran a mile. Perhaps on 2 separate occasions. I can't remember. And I did a little bit of weightlifting. But then I stopped because I wanted to work out in my house. I felt it was time, I'm still trying to tie things together. So I came back here, and I was going to work out and everything, but then I realized that I needed to, because if I was going to work out in my house, I might want to work out in my room, and I just wanted to have my room ready. So I looked at my TV and was looking at all that for the first time in years. And I figured I'd just fix that. I'd fix the wires behind my TV and my speaker area in my bedroom. Just so I know everything works, So yeah, I figured out I could do Netflix, and I couldn't do screencasting though for some reason. That didn't work. So I'll have to look into that later. That's what I would want to work out to. But while I don't have a roommate, I can work out here in the living room. And if whatever roommate I get has a day job where they're outside with a schedule, then I could know that schedule and I could work out in here for that. But I wasn't able to screencast. Like, my computer only screencasts when it wants to. So it wasn't screencasting today. It was yesterday. So I came back here, and that took a while. All the cables and the zip ties, a bunch of zip ties and everything. But I got it worked. And the speaker, the sound system I played for the first time in like a bunch of years, and that sounded really good. I could only do it during the day though, like day, because like when my neighbors at work and stuff, because the bass, dude, is so, like, you can, like, vibrates the whole damn building. Like, it was barely even playing, and I was out on my deck, and I could feel the whole freaking building vibrating. So, and they complain a lot, so, but I'd love to have that badass speaker. It has a speaker on every quarter of the room and a big old bass. It'd be fun to work out with loud music during the middle of the day. We'll see how that works, but I was thinking about putting a note for the neighbors above and below and just let them know what's up. But I don't think they would have any say, but I just don't want to make them mad because the curfew's from 7 to 10. But yeah, and then I proceeded to copy and paste all of my MMA martial arts tutorials from all the different martial arts, and so that's what I'm doing now. As you can see, those are the videos that I actually have, and that is for MMA. You can't see because this thing keeps telling me I have a virus. So yeah, as you can see, MMA there's just some from some playlists, and I just had whatever that program download the whole playlist, and so I copy that and then I paste it on there on my notes, and I can then put that on my website, on the web page, fighting web page, which is going to have about as much writing as like 50 websites, like a 500-page book or something, but even though it's just one page, that's how all my pages are. That's why I'm 50 years old and I'm out of shape, and all I've been doing the last 25 years or whatever is working on my website. So, and I feel like shit. So, I yawn a lot. That's proof that I'm not in shape because of the yawning. So, I want to get those to then break up, kind of like boil it down. I think I'll put these links because they're links to actual videos. So I'll put the links on the page, but then I'll under this section of the martial art, I'll have all of the different things that I sussed out from it that I could, that will, if you read it, it'll personalize that particular form, art, and then I can try to incorporate it into my routine later. But the main reason that I did this was because I started with the jiu-jitsu, because I needed to learn all the jiu-jitsu moves. Here's my little dummy. So I can do the moves on the dummy for the routine. And I was telling this to my mom. I was telling this to my mom last week, and she's like, "Why don't you go to a martial arts gym then?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not a martial artist. I'm not looking to get into a fight unless they had fight suits. That's why I'm trying to get people to make fight suits. But no, this is just for YouTube, so I can be a social media influencer, and I think it's a cool idea. It's not something I'm going to focus on. It's just going to be something I do just on the side as something that's fun. So, but I wanted to type up all the different moves so that I could come up with a routine. See if I could do maybe all the moves in a 25-minute championship 5-rounder that I'm mimicking from John Jones versus Daniel Cormier 1. Which is a bizarre-ass fight, because their 5th round, the entire round, they were clinching. They clinched the whole round. So it's just a couple of, like, wrestlers who literally are just, like, they grab each other around like this to hold them close. And then they're just undercutting, and I'm like, damn. And they looked tired, dude. I mean, that's a very exhausting way to fight. Both of them looked exhausted. But, and it was like a damn even fight. Like, they did it at unanimous for John Jones, but it was basically, as far as I could see, an pretty even fight. So, anyways, that's what I did. But tomorrow, See, I only did that because, I don't know, it was just, I got bogged down on the room. But tomorrow, every day I do focus on trying to train all day long. Physically, I could have gone a lot more, and that's could cause a problems because it could make me not be able to sleep tonight, which will cause me to have to completely waste tomorrow to sleep the whole day to get caught up, and then a completely waste tonight because I'll just be sitting. So tonight, if I do have insomnia, instead of wasting time, I might maybe I'll watch some of these MMA videos, or maybe I'll just close my eyes. I should probably just close my eyes and listen to my decades, because I want to take the decade test damn soon too. Once I get the decade test and the fight, or not the fight, but all the different physical stuff, sports. Yeah, I'll be on my way, because I was watching. My brain's not in the mood to listen to things, even though it'll probably get around to it pretty soon. I got Polybius Histories on Audible a couple days ago, but yeah, I was watching some like brain candy stuff, and I was watching a little bit of Steve O's interviews, and I saw him talking to Joey Buttafuoco from NSYNC, but then I saw him talking to Bam Margera. I saw Bam Margera, and I was like, oh, him, because I remember that was a dude who was on the news for like being drunk all the time. And so I just clicked like halfway down the video or whatever just to hear a little bit. He goes, I've been sober for a whole year. I remember when I was sober for 3 months, I was like, man, I've been sober 3 months. But some guys like, once you're sober for a year, that's when you've really been sober. That's when you're totally. No, I've been sober for a year, and I know what he was talking about. And I'm like, really? So there's a difference between working out for 3 months and working out for a year, because, yeah, I feel like in 3 months, if I work out for a month, I'll still feel like shit and be out of shape, and maybe even after 3 months. But maybe after a year? Maybe after a year of this. After a year of this, and under best case circumstances, I'm not going to be all that good. I won't be at the level that I was when I was younger, even after a year. I think I will get better than I've ever been after 2 years. But everybody says that you get weak. Like I was watching some chart, bench press chart, because it was part of one of these weightlifting videos that I was transferring yesterday, and I had a bunch of like charts mixed into a bunch of the videos, and I was looking at some bench press chart, and I guess your bench press max, like the ages where you're the strongest for bench press, is 15-year period. Yeah, I think it's a 15-year period from 25 to 40. So once you hit 40, your bench press goes down. I was like, once you get to 41, it's down, but once you get to 50, I mean, it just went down precipitously. It was like 100 pounds less by 50, and I'm like, I'm hoping that that's just from lifestyle, and not from physical. But even if I do get in super shape, I'll never really be able to gauge it off anything, because I was never really, I never got there. I never did that in that way when I was younger, and that's part of the reason why I'm a little bit like freaked out right now. Kind of like not in the mood. I don't want to do anything other than train. I'm not interested in anything other than training, because there's a part of me that feels like my life, I ruined my life, like the biggest tragedy from not ever being an athlete, because I wanted to when I was a little kid, but then I kind of got talked out of it, and then I talked myself out of it from doing all of this intellectual stuff. But now, yeah, I am going to definitely. I would like, not even from trying. I just predict, just from habit. I'm going to regularly email. Not email, too much trouble, but like regularly comment on YouTube videos. Because it's good when you do it that way, because then people know who the hell's talking to you the quickest that way. Like, who the fuck is this dude? Well, just click on and you can see me talking for a little bit. Whereas if I do it like on an email, there's like, well, who? And then they'll never find out. But yeah, I want to start telling people about Atlantis. I I commented on Georgetown, one of those eczemas, which is the closest to the Temple of Poseidon. And I said, you better get your butt out to the Temple of Poseidon next week because the government is fixing to set up a quarter-mile perimeter around the Temple of Poseidon next week, and you're never going to be able to get there. And yeah, and then I wrote somebody else, like from one of those other places. I was like, you better get down there. They're gonna close that off to you guys pretty soon, which they will. But they can't close off the entire area. So once you go out of the central Temple of Poseidon area, if you know where to look, which I do because I have all the screen captures, I could tell you where they all are. There's a bunch of other buildings that you can check out that will that are just as clearly buildings as the Temple of Poseidon, dude. There's dozens. So, yeah. I mean, I remember this one. It's just a perfect fucking square, dude. A perfect square. Like in this bright white color. It's just perfect white square. Boom! Right there in the middle of the Caribbean. Perfect square. And I was like, dang, dude. So I think I even, yeah, I did. I made a note. I made a note for all those buildings. That's why the government can't hide that stuff from me because I already did the screen capture. But I am just due to that recent, them recently depixelating Google Earth over the Caribbean. It has, it's like. It's caused me to step back, and I'm like looking at my life from like, you know, the 30,000 foot up, like, or beyond, from like the eternal, you know. Like if I were to have like a heart attack or whatever tomorrow and suddenly wake up dead, I don't like that. I don't think that would jostle me. Like my soul, I don't think it would surprise me or jostle me or anything. I kind of feel like this world is like, I kind of feel like maybe there's like parallel universes and we're in the fucked up parallel universe. Like this world isn't real. That's kind of how I feel. Like I'm looking around and I'm like, these people aren't real, man. Like, am I in the Truman Show? Am I in some kind of a hologram? Because the entire time I'm up on YouTube, I'm up on my website, I'm talking to people in person, everybody I talk to, and I've commented on 100 videos about Atlantis. Not a single person gives any comment other than, okay, well, I guess. But, you know, one guy was like, I just straight up don't even see the circle, and not really caring. And then my mom, this is how I found out that they depixelated. My mom went to visit her two brothers last week in Florida. She's 82, one of them's 84, one of them's 80. And I talk to my mom all the time about Atlantis. I train her to find the building because I could find the building, the Temple of Atlantis, without any help. I could just see it from space because you can see the circle of Atlantis. So all you have to do, you know where the circle is, so all you have to do is zoom down to where you see the circle, which is like 50 miles up, you can see the circle. And then once you see the circle, you just go to the middle of the circle, and then you see the secondary circle. So you go to the middle of the secondary circle, there's the building. And so he sees these pies. So I was training my mom to see it, and I kept telling my mom about Atlantis every time I see her. So she comes back, and they're in Florida, which isn't so far away. So I'm like, oh, did you tell them about Atlantis? And she's like, oh, I told him about it, but I couldn't actually find it. And I'm like, the GPS coordinates are on the front page of my website. All you have to do is copy it and paste it. So I was like, let me show you. So I was like, you copy here. And she didn't even want me to show her. She was like getting mad. I was like, she's accusing me of like patronizing her. She's like, not now. And I'm like, yes, now. It'll take 2 seconds. So I'm like, look, copy, go to Google, paste. All you have to do is go clickety-click. And then click on the satellite. And then wait. It's that easy, Mom. See, look. And then I'm like, oh, wait, what? Oh, my God, they depixelated. And then I got stressed, and she got mad at me. I was like, what the fuck? Did they So she starts screaming at me over and over again. It's not about you. It's not about, not screaming, but like telling me over and over again. It's not about you. 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 She said it like 10 times, like over my voice. We're like talking at each other. And I'm here like, this is bizarre. Like, I'm telling people about Atlantis. And then all of a sudden, instead of any single person giving any sign of life, that they see anything and remotely similar to what I see, next thing I know, the goddamn government has to pixelate the entire thing out. And so I'm saying that she's going, it's not about you, it's not about you, it's not about you, it's not about you. Well, whether it's about me or not about me, they fucking pixelated the Bahamas, the 60-foot deep, the entire Bahamas, right at the same time as me telling everybody, and nobody gives a shit, but then they pixelate it. That's the part that kind of frustrating to me. Nobody reacting, yet the government does. Not about you, not about you. I'm not saying it's about me, mother. I'm just saying that's frustrating, okay? She doesn't have the ability to contemplate things. She's not very smart. But, yeah, that's the thing that's kind of like, I can't get out of my head. And so I think every day I'm just gonna email, like, because now, like, you know, when I wasn't like this, because I have parents who are they're the kind of parents who, if the nail is a little bit out, you have to whack the nail back in. That's why my hair is like this, because I have to look normal. But oh shit, I lost my goddamn train of thought. Oh yeah, I was never. I always did want to make people. You know, I'm a nice guy. I want people to. I'm accommodating and super patient and stuff. And I don't have a swagger. I'm not a swaggery guy. I think maybe I come across that way to people because I'm Leo rising, but I'm not. I'm not an ego guy at all. Never have been. I'm more about the person I'm talking to than about me. But ever since that Atlantis thing, man, like all of my respect for people just fell away. Like I had this crustiness of ice around me, and the ice just broke away and just poof, like those space rockets, the ice breaks off. It just fell off. It's just gone. I shed my skin, and now when I look at people, especially people in power, not normal people. When I look at normal people, I'm disgusted and I don't want to talk to you because of just the negative reactions with my website and the Atlantis thing. But when I look at people in power, I'm like disgusted, but not disgusted in like a get away from me disgusted, like the stupid poor person. I'm disgusted like I just want to slap the motherfucker across the fucking face. Bam! I want to, not, no, I don't want to get physical. I want to yell at him and I want to cuss him out and I want to call him names. And then I want to go, and that's where Atlantis is. That's what I want to do. That's what I've been doing, actually. It's just ridiculous. And, and the funny thing is, it's like when in my dreams, I'm invincible. I feel invincible now. I feel totally invincible. Because I'm here like cussing people out, like on the government sites, all the military sites and the fucking intelligence sites and all this shit, just cussing them out and telling them they're pieces of shit. And then, of course, I finish the message. This is Atlantis. Not a single person responded to me. And you know why? Well, because it's just going to set me off. It's just going to piss me off even more. And I'll be like, oh, what? And then I'll just lecture them. Like, I'll all of a sudden, I'll have all the time in the world to lecture anybody. So that's like, I kind of feel like that's all I care about. Like when it comes to other people. For me, all I care about is trying to get back in shape. But as far as interacting with other people, the only thing I care about is just going, Atlantis is here. You know? If you're just a normal person, I'll tell you, Atlantis is here. If you're a person of power, which I'll never meet, I'll be like, what the hell's your problem? And if you're a person of like import. I'll be like, hey, you should probably know Atlantis is over there. You know, and so that's basically what I'll do. I'm just going to comment. I'm just going to comment till the end of time every day. I'm just going to tell everybody where Atlantis is because I'm invincible. Because this world is just a dream and it's filled with a bunch of people who are actually trying their hardest to like not see Atlantis. And if you're trying your hardest not to see Atlantis, like where does it end? Like that's just the beginning of going down the wrong way. It'll just get worse. Like we're not even going to have a Google Earth in 10 years. Or maybe not 10 years, but 30 years. Once there's a little bit of a economic problems, they'll just take Google Earth away completely. There won't be Google Earth. They'll be like, why do you need Google Earth? The computer thing will tell you what road to take. But I like to see the Earth from the sky. Oh, but that costs extra. Oh, really? How much? Oh, millions of dollars. Oh, really? But that's not for the normal person, just the rich? Yeah, just the rich. But, you know, normal people don't want to know about that stuff. They don't want to know what the mountains look like from space. Like, so basically I'm saying, I mean, that's, but in order for that to be, people would have to go so retarded. We can't go retarded that fast. That retarded that fast. You'd have to put the retardo water in the main water filter. You can't make everybody that retarded. Like, people are, the next generations is going to go, hey, well, how come they didn't pixelate Atlantis? And if the next generation doesn't, then yeah, that's a level of stupidity and disinterest and stuff that you might as well just take away Google Earth. And they're not going to care, really. Maybe you could take away, you know, you have Google Earth for your hometown, you know, but you're not allowed to look at Google Earth for the next town over because then you could find out. This is like their generalization, their reasoning. You could find out like where the people store their stuff, and you could rob. Because if you go to any one of these European cities, they fucking pixelated out the entire central historical part of all these cities. If you go to Genova, most of the places in Italy, France, usually Europe, you know, those old money people, the barons and the dukes and the duchesses over there in like Germany. Yeah, all of those old castles in the center of those old towns, it's all pixelated out. And it wasn't that way when I first started doing Google Earth. When I first made because I have to see it. When I first made the walls around the cities, I can see all the different walls that they made throughout time, and I traced it. Yeah, there wasn't that problem. And then I went back there last year, and all of a sudden, half of them, you couldn't see anything. And of course, the justification is, well, you know, that's my private area, right? That's like the balcony. I own the whole central building. That's my balcony where we have our parties. And what happens if one of your satellites can watch us in the party? You know, we have a lot of disgusting sexual things we do up there because we're rich people. We don't know any better way to spend our money. We're all deviants. Maybe we do beheadings up there, assassinations and stuff. Who knows? You know, they can do whatever the hell they want up there now because now they're not being watched from the skies. Like total paranoia. And then it just gets worse and worse. Next thing you know, the entire Bahamas is pixelated out. So, like, what's next? Are they going to pixelate Boulder, even though Google's on a Google complex is here? Like, or I guess not, because it's, you know, it's just, whoo, This is what happens when people get to make decisions. That's not a democracy, by the way. A country that's not a democracy is where the people make the decisions for everybody else, and they don't even have to say why. So. If anybody wants to go, oh yeah, America's not a democracy, and give all this reason, that reason, and the next reason, and one of the reasons you can give is some idiot can just go and depixelate all of the Bahamas. And will anybody care but me? I'll let you know. I haven't seen it. Never say never. I'll let you know if I find anybody who has much little bit of interest in Atlantis. But the government sure had a whole bunch of interest when they pixelated the whole thing out last week, so... I mean, that must have taken some time, right? The government has more time on their hands to pixelate out Atlantis than I do to make a simple video about Atlantis. So it tells you how much like fucking extra spare time and stupid thoughts the government has going on. Like, why don't you just keep the pixelation there, go out with the goddamn boats, and do whatever the hell you need to do, and then tell everybody else or let everybody else find out on their own, instead of the hard way. because then the people are going to find out, oh, somebody pixelated. Who pixelated? They'll find out who pixelated. You know, like everybody knows that Kennedy was assassinated by the CIA. Jack Ruby, they watched Jack Ruby walk right past a couple of cops with a rifle up to the bush. The guy, Governor Connolly, got shot right in the chest, right in front of him. He was friends with my grandfather. He told my grandfather that he knew for a fact he got shot in the front, because that's where the bullet came from. Lee Harvey Oswald was 90 degrees off to the right. Yet everybody's like, oh yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald, just Lee Harvey Oswald, and everybody remembers. Did you know that before Lee Harvey Oswald nominated Lyndon B. Johnson says, oh cool, because he'll be dead pretty soon anyway. And then after he got killed, he was like, yeah, I knew he was going to get killed. Just as soon as he got killed, then we get going. Like, he actually admitted that they did it before and after. Because those psychos, those psychopaths can't keep their secrets to themselves. They have to, like, blurt out their little thing. It pumps up their ego or something. So anyways, and now everybody knows that the CIA, like everybody knows that the CIA killed Kennedy because they wanted to make all that money going into Vietnam. So pretty soon, in 20, 30 years, everybody's going to know about Atlantis, and they're all going to find out who covered it up, and then you're going to be embarrassed. You're going to embarrass your kids. You're going to embarrass your grandkids, and you're going to wish you never even did it. So, anyways, tomorrow, I'm going to have insomnia all night because I didn't train hard enough today, which sucks because that means, oh, that's right, I already said that. So I'm just going to lay in bed and, like, study, I think, listen to my... so that I can take that test, get fired up about that test. You know, I'm doing so many different things at the same time. To get the balls rolling on it, I have to kind of touch base on all of them at the same time. Otherwise, I just forget, you know? Like, I was into my my room today, and I was reacquainting myself with my room for the first time in, like, 5 years. And so I was like, oh, look, there's a fan on my ceiling. It's one of those fans. And I was like, oh, cool, let's see if it works. Because I haven't turned it on for years. And so I was like, oh, do the switch. And I was like, oh, wait, why? And I go trace. It wasn't plugged into the wall. I need to buy an extension cord so that the fan gets plugged into the wall. I never even plugged it into the damn wall. So I ordered an extension cord for like $6. That'll hopefully come tomorrow, you know. And so it's just that kind of a thing. I'm just like... yikes. Just frantic at the seat of my pants. And I'm, so anyways, that's what I'm up to. Yeah, I've been getting a little bit of interest for my room, but just bizarre stuff. I got a text from somebody claiming to be a female in Alaska, but I can't talk to her because she's deaf, and so it's like, and so I write back, I'm like, okay, well, who are you? Don't you have a social media? If you're deaf, you better have a social media because you're handicapped. You need to make it up from all the other ways. Yeah, but I didn't get any new emails today. So tomorrow I'm gonna edit, and I'm gonna follow my mother's direction on what price to set because she's super opinionated. I don't like fighting her. And also, you know, if she's chill, I guess. If she's cool, then, you know, not freaking out about money. I find out in like a couple of weeks if my loan goes through, and if my loan goes through, I can then reevaluate and see, you know, because my interest will go down to like $180 a month. So I might be able to, you know, take my time and get in a roommate. I'm 50, so I need to get a roommate who's cool. I can't get like a spazzy, angry person because I'm just burnt out on drama. I just can't take it drama anymore. I just can't do it. So, yeah, just somebody who has money. What I found is the people who don't have money and have trouble paying rent are the ones who get super depressed about life and then start causing problems. So, yeah, just somebody with money who can live their life, and, you know, I live my life, and also somebody who can enjoy my place, you know, an artistically minded person who can feel like they live here like it's their house and they can enjoy the stuff rather than feeling like, oh, this place is so personalized. I feel like I'm invading his space. I better hide in the room, you know. That's not what I want. So, So anyways, that's what I'm up to. I think I've talked long enough. I'm gonna splice these two video upload them, splice them two together, and then upload them to the sucker. Yeah, I'm totally sober now. I have nothing to smoke, dude. I'm like totally sober, and so it's totally new for me. You know, like normally in a time like this, I feel like absolute shit physically. I feel like hungover, how you would feel when you're hungover. Only it's worse because I can barely move. Like I can't run, really. I can actually run on the treadmill, but if I try to run across the street, like to get out of the way of a car, I can like barely move. But yeah, so normally at a time like this, I'd smoke a bunch of weed. I don't have weed, but I know exactly what to do in place of weed. Is to just sit here and be like, this place is fucking nice. Because I was so high off of my ass the whole time that I designed this place. Like, look at this place. I'm gonna add photos of the nighttime. It's for the that's the hamster. I don't have the hamsters right now, but those are for the ferrets. It's just an art. It's just like an artistic freaking masterpiece. An absolute artistic masterpiece. And like when I have put all the plants up on the side, it'll be like I have hundreds and hundreds of plants to put on the side. And that's why I have all these lights. But I don't have the money for the plants, so I can't plant them. But whenever I have the money, this place is gonna look so good, and I get more animals. Oh my god! So so that's what I do. Instead of smoke weed, I just sit here and go. Like this is trippy. Yeah, and then I'll sit down and I'll listen to my stuff, which I can do also now that I'm sober. Listen to the history. Yeah, and so it's. I'm definitely not gonna smoke weed anymore. I'm done. I'm done. My personality is gonna change. I'm gonna start to figure out how to do things. Lots of different things that I've been, thinking about but not doing because I've been focusing on the big projects. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. Man, I talked forever today, but I have a lot to say about the Atlantis thing. I mean, that's for reals. Oh, and nobody comments. Nobody still to this day has commented. Like, oh wow, you found Atlantis. Oh, that's cool. You found it. Oh, I looked and I saw that it's pixelated. No, nothing. Nothing. I got one comment a couple days ago. Some dude wanted to do Zwift with me, so that's pretty cool. I have to get Zwift and figure out how to do my bike. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll figure out how to do my bike on the indoor trainer tomorrow. Yeah, and look for the remote for the speakers. So, anyways, talk to you tomorrow.